My presentation here is on software maintenance. And of course, the question is, why are we talking about maintenance? We've been telling you about these products from morning, and these products require to be maintained. And that is the outline of my presentation, talking about software maintenance and the benefits of the same. And to define what is this software maintenance. This is a service that is provided to clients who have purchased software. It aims at improving the software performance by upgrading software versions, thus maximizing on improved technology. There's a question where somebody was saying that technology or things keep on changing, the versions keep on changing. So if you are up to date with your maintenance, you will ensure that you are always getting up-to-date software. It also provides you with a comprehensive support program for all the clients that are enrolled, because we give you technical support. So the benefits of the software maintenance, the client will be able to enjoy software upgrades. As soon as the software upgrades are released, and this is typically once in a year, we will provide you with the update. So like now with EDAS Imagine or GeoMedia, we are at version 2015. When it reaches December, we shall release version 2016. So already we are collecting views from people who are using the software on how to make certain improvements here and there. And one thing about this issue about change is also brought by users. It's not just about the people who are manufacturing the software. It's people like you who use the software and you start asking, okay, I can do NDVI, but can I also do NWI? I can do this, but can I also do this? Or is it possible for me to do this in this particular manner, so that instead of clicking here, clicking there, clicking here, can I just click once? So typically the manufacturer listens to the people who are using the software, and they take their views and they improve on the software. And so don't feel shy. If you're working with EDAS, if you're working say with EDAS Imagine 2015 or GeoMedia 2015, you can look at it and you can send to me comments in terms of what you'd like to see improved. And I can assure you, maybe in another year or in 2 years, you can be able to see that that is actually taken care of. So we listen to you, we hear your views, and we work towards getting the software improved. So we do software upgrades, we do technical support, we do license rehost. So what does license rehost mean? It means that, for example, if your software is tied to a server, and you change your server in a given year, then you are allowed to make up to 2 changes. Because typically now we are finding that the software, to stem issues of piracy and so on and so forth, it is tied to a unique ID on the computer, so that it can only be used on that particular computer. User training, every year we provide training for 2 members of staff. So if say you have a number of universities who are current on their maintenance, we provide them with training for 2 members of staff for a duration of about 4 days at our offices in Nairobi, but we can also do the training here in Kampala. And then of course we mentioned about campus-wide grant licenses. If you are current on maintenance, then your students will receive the free licenses to enable them to be able to undertake their classes and so on and so forth. We discussed about the campus-wide, but the issue of getting up to 500 licenses per university. So this is something that needs to be taken advantage of if you are on that particular program. For the license rehost, I've said that this is the transfer of the license from one computer to another as a result of maybe the server has crashed, or you need to change the server, or maybe you've lost the hardware key and so on and so forth, depending on whether your software license is tied to the hardware key or it's tied to the system ID. So we allow you up to 2 changes in a year. We still have each software that is coming locked with a hardware key, although the technology now is to move away from these hardware key locks and to tie it to the system ID. And in certain instances, you're using the software and you have lost your hardware key. And that's where now you find that being current on software maintenance is important, because if you're not current, then you'll have to buy the hardware key and you'll have to pay for the software maintenance and so on and so forth. It makes it such a big problem for you. But if you're current, then you are able to have access to another key. If the client was on maintenance and you've lost that hardware key, you'll only be required to pay $150 to be able to acquire the new hardware key. If, on the other hand, you are not on maintenance, you would have to, in addition to providing a police abstract explaining the loss of the hardware key, because you know the license is actually tied to that hardware key, you will need to pay $750 plus the VAT if necessary. So you can see there's a difference there when you're on maintenance and if you're not on maintenance. The period that is covered by software maintenance, we are trying to now advocate for software maintenance agreements. So this can extend the maintenance agreement for 3 to 5 years. And why we advocate for extended maintenance period, so that we are not talking about this every year. If we sign a contract, we can have it going on for 3 or 5 years, and we don't have to keep on asking for funds yearly, leading to issues that could take long, because we know that with public institutions it can sometimes take a long duration to be able to get these agreements to be signed or to get funds to be provided. So that's why the agreement is important, and it is not only important for that, but also for future reference. You want to go to the agreement and check what did we agree on. It can be able to clarify what the expectations is. We provide consistency and commitment on both sides. The side of the person who supplies the software and the person who is using the software. So generally, is there a penalty for not paying software maintenance? If the software maintenance elapses for a period of greater than 90 days, then you will be penalized. You pay the double the fee, so this is not a very good thing. You become sad about having to pay more money for that. Again, if software has lapsed for more than 3 software versions, you see, like now we are on version 2015, but before we had version 2014, before that we had version 2013, and before that we had version 2011. We didn't have version 2012. So you see, if we are still on version 9.1 or 9.2 or 9.3, you missed version 2010, 2011, 2013, 2014, 2015. So if you are 3 versions behind, again, you are not eligible for reinstatement or for software maintenance. But we have a program which we call We Want You Back campaign. We Want You Back campaign. So with the We Want You Back campaign, we can allow you, so if you have version 7.1 or version 9.1, 9.2, you just need to tell me, and I tell you we want you back. And we have a very special rate for that, where you're not getting penalized and you can get the up-to-date. So don't use version 9.1 or 9.2 or 9.3. Technology has changed so much, you may be struggling with certain things that have already been solved at the moment. So that's what I'm saying there. We Want You Back campaign. We are currently running the We Want You Back campaign. It's a unique chance of accessing the latest software with previous software versions. And we have 2 options. You pay 25% of the list price and you get the latest software version, or you pay 30% and you get the latest software version plus 1 year of maintenance. And of course, this will give you smiling because you will get the most up-to-date software version, and you will be able to carry out your activities as you very well need to do. Sometimes you ask us to combine your different licenses. You want us to combine them into one system ID or one hardware key. Again, we can do that, and all this is also facilitated through the technical support and by you paying the software maintenance. For the educational institutions, earlier on we had said that you can get 5 licenses. The price for 5 licenses is $8,000. This is the educational pricing. If you're looking at the commercial pricing, it's much, much more higher than that. For level 2, for 15 licenses, it's $16,000. But the annual maintenance for 5 licenses is $1,500 or $3,000. Again, it will also depend on the multiples of the licenses that you actually have. And generally, having software maintenance is a good thing. As you can see from what I've said, is that you will get training. Every year you will get training. Every year you will get software updates. When the new versions are released, you have access to them. And for the educational institutions, in addition to that, we're also getting access to the student licenses. So the students are able to work very easily with the software. And over the years, we have worked with a number of clients that was shown. A number of them are universities also. And we had talked before about technical support. Just to run through that, that technical support is one of the benefits that is being offered for being current on software maintenance. And it is offered through the normal business hours, and we can do that through support visits. So we can visit you, we can do online support, we can log on to your computers remotely through the internet, and we can solve some of the problems that you may be struggling with. You don't necessarily need to travel to where you are. If you give us access, we can log on to your machine and resolve the problem. Again, telephone support, we can call you and try and walk you through the problem, or we can communicate through emails. So technical support covers clients under software maintenance. Those clients who are not under maintenance would be required to pay for technical support, and of course we don't want to do that, so we try to all the time to encourage you to be current on the maintenance. In order for us to provide you with technical support, we need to do a number of things. One, provide us with a contact person, a technical contact person, somebody that you can speak to. Two, undertake backup procedures. Backup the software, copies of the data, the software licenses, and associated data. Provide access to facilities. When you visit, give us access to the server, to the rooms where the machines are, and so on and so forth. And in order for us to be able to resolve your problems or questions that you may be having, you need to provide us with details such as your name, your email address, your phone number, the product you're using, the version that you're using, the operating system, the summary of the problem, and more importantly, if you have an attachment of the error that you're getting. Maybe you're trying to do something and you get an error. We need to get that error. So if you give us all this information, we are able to resolve some of the problems, because some problems may be as a result of using a particular operating system. And by having knowledge on all this, then it's possible to be able to resolve the issue. Our response time, we will be able to resolve problems, simple problems within 24 hours, complex problems we may need to contact the manufacturer, so it will take about 72 hours to be able to resolve them. And you can always reach us through telephone or email, support@osl.co.ke, and of course the hours of business from Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5:30. So email is a good means of communication. Once you communicate to us through our support address, we are able to get back to you and help you to try and resolve the problem. So I was just taking you through the software maintenance, and we shall skip the aspect of questions and invite Vincent to quickly take us through the training and capacity building as we wind up of this. Then we have a Q&A, and we can then do the closing.